The 15th Amendment was ratified in 1870, and it states that voting cannot be denied by the United States or any other state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.
All races, classes, and color are allowed to vote and will not be denied by the U.S. government.
In the case Smith v. Allwright in 1944, a vote of 9-0 was in favor of primary elections being open to voters of all races, and this case relates back to the 15th Amendment, which allows all races the right to vote.
If the 15th Amendment was not ratified, then the majority of the U.S. population would not be allowed to vote, which is about 40%, and this would impact the tolls drastically.
The 19th Amendment was ratified in 1920, and it states that voting cannot be denied by the United States or any other state on account of sex.
Any gender is allowed to vote and cannot be denied by any state or government. The case Minor v. Harperset in 1875, there was a unanimous vote that guaranteed women the right to vote, and this relates back to the 19th Amendment because it finally gave women a say in voting.
If the right to vote on account of sex was not a part of the Constitution, then a majority of the influence on voting would only be male opinion. For example, if there was a case that involved women more than men, and men could only vote, then women would have no say in it, and the men would only be making the decisions for them. The 24th Amendment was ratified in 1964, and it states that citizens are allowed to vote in any primary or other elections and cannot be denied because of failure of poll tax or any other taxes.
If citizens don't pay their taxes or tolls, they are still allowed the right to vote for the president, vice president, senator, House of Representatives.
In the case Harper v. Virginia in 1966, a vote of 6-3 does not allow states to put a poll tax or fee on voting because this violates the 24th Amendment and the Equal Protection Clause. If the right to vote without pay was not a part of the Constitution, then a majority of the lower class would not be able to afford to vote. For example, if there was a decision needed to be made on something that affected more of the lower class, then only a majority of the higher class would get to vote, and the lower class wouldn't really get to share their opinion on the decision.
The 26th Amendment was ratified in 1971, and it states that citizens over the ages of 18 years or older cannot be denied the right to vote.
By the age of 18 and older, you are allowed the right to vote and cannot be denied by the state or the U.S. government.
In the case Oregon v. Mitchell in 1970, in a vote of 5-4 in favor of Oregon, this made it so states cannot deny voters of ages 18 or older in any state or local election, and this relates back to the 26th Amendment because it allows 18-year-olds to vote.
If the age 18 years or older would not be allowed to vote and it wasn't part of the Constitution, then 18-year-olds would not be able to have a voice on how their future would be. For example, if 18-year-olds wanted to have a say in what their future would be like and only the older generations could vote, then it would affect them greatly because they wouldn't be able to have a say in what they're doing.